Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. I'm Ralph behind the camera.
And here we are again, and welcome. We are doing a cake today.
Hawaiian cake?
A Hawaiian cake. Today is a friend of ours, Linda. It's her birthday. She celebrates all month long. Today is Linda Palooza. It's all about her. And we're going to take over something sweet. So we're going to bring a Hawaiian cake, and what makes it Hawaiian, well, it's got pineapple in it. Also has coconut. So let me show you what we've got here. I'm going to use, I like this recipe because frankly it uses a lot of ingredients that are real convenient. We're going to start with...
Shake and bake? Why are you shaking it? Hold it still.
It's just a yellow cake mix, okay? Any brand that you like. So we've got that in there. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to put in an extra teaspoon of baking soda.
This was a little trick your mom taught you, I think.
Yes.
You said one time.
She always put in an extra teaspoon of baking soda and baking powder.
Just to be sure, because the cake box sometimes sits a while.
Never knew how long they were sitting around, even though it does have an expiration date. Then we're going to use 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, and then it calls for a cup of water, but instead of water we're using pineapple juice.
Oh, I see why you like this cake. Kevin loves his pineapple.
So we're going to put the pineapple in there, and then just to even take it over, I've got some pineapple extract here. Now you don't have to use this, I'm going to, but the pineapple juice does give it a nice flavor. But I'm just going to
take it up a notch.
Yeah, maybe about half a teaspoon here. Pineapple in there. Then, of course, we need our eggs. So I've got 3 eggs here at room temperature. Get those in the mix. Big band. Big Hawaiian sound.
Well, this is the music of Martin Denny as performed by Henry Mancini.
Wonderful. Two people we really
enjoy.
Really love.
Perfect background music for a Hawaiian cake.
So we're going to just bake the cake as directed, which is like 30 to 35 minutes in a 350-degree oven. And then once the cake comes out, that's when we're going to really start to kind of Hawaiian it up a little bit. And we're going to do that by adding things like crushed pineapple and kind of a coconut pudding that we're going to make. And then we're also going to put it in the refrigerator to cool. And then the last part will be to add whipped cream. And because it's Linda and because we love her, we're using real whipped cream on the top of this cake today. So that's really good. No Cool Whip. She's getting the real deal.
Spare no expense for our sweet Linda.
That's right. So let me finish this, and then we'll come on back and get this cake batter in the pan and the pan in the oven. Okay?
Okay.
Our pineapple cake batter is all mixed here. I've got it greased just with Pam, 9 by 13. I'm using just one of these disposable pans since these are just perfect for, you can get them at the dollar store for like going to a party, and that way you don't have to worry about getting your cake pan back. So we're gonna take this along. It also comes with a lid, which is nice too. So
can't beat those dollar stores.
No, we like the dollar store. And you know what? You can fuss all you want, but sometimes you got to take your conveniences where you can find them.
We just said we spare no expense for Linda, and here we are talking about the dollar store. Well, she knows we're doing a combination of practical and extravagant. When she tastes this, I'll bet she's going to really enjoy the decadence of this deluxe cake.
All right, so in the oven it goes. Middle rack for 30 to 35 minutes. We'll come back in 30 and check on it.
Hawaiian coconut pineapple cake. Yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
We'll figure it out before the end of this. We're making it.
Our cake is in the oven. we're going to prepare the pineapple that's going to go over the cake once we take it out. So I've got a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple in juice. I'm going to cut this baby open here and put the whole thing in a saucepan. So over medium heat, we're going to bring that and 1 cup of sugar to a boil. And we're going to cook it for about a minute, and then we're going to take it off the heat. Okay, we are at the boiling point with our pineapple. See it, Ralph?
Ah, yes.
So we're going to let this boil for a few minutes, just like 2, and then I'm going to take it off the heat and we'll let it cool slightly. Okay?
Does that thicken it?
Yeah, it will. As it cools, it'll start to thicken somewhat, and then that again is going to go over our cake when it comes out of the oven. So we've got our pineapple ready. Our cake's going to be ready in another 20 minutes or so. All right, here we go. Cake's been in a half hour.
Sure smells good.
Yeah, we'll bring it out. Okay, there's our cake. What I'm going to do while the oven is still warm, I've got a cup of sweetened shredded coconut here on a little tray. I'm going to put that in there. So I want that coconut to kind of get toasted. That's going to go on the very top of the cake. Okay, so here's our warm cake. I'm going to get myself a fork.
Air it out?
I'm
poking
poking holes. No.
Oh, this is to let the stuff that's going on top.
We're going to put the pineapple on top of this. And so we're just going to poke a bunch of holes in the cake here. Then, okay, so here's our pineapple mixture. Remember that we cooked the crushed pineapple with the sugar? We're gonna.
So it doesn't really thicken up, but it'll make it very moist, I imagine.
Right. So I'm not going to pour the juice. I want the pineapple.
Oh, so you just want the chunks, and whatever juice goes in is fine, but you don't want to get it too wet.
Because we want the cake to hold together, but it will add pineapple flavor and pineapple moisture to the cake. So this is going to
really moisten it up.
Sweeten it up, moisten it up, and I'm kind of spread the pineapple out a little bit because that way in every cut of the cake we'll get some pineapple goodness in here.
How about in the middle? Right there. Yeah, no, right here.
I see. Okay. So I'm going to finish doing this, and then we're going to come on back and we're going to put a pudding mix that we're going to make.
Wow, on top of this?
On top of this. Okay? And then there's going to be whipped cream on top of that. So come on back. This is really going to be
deluxe.
Super deluxe for our friend Linda for her birthday.
Hawaiian pineapple coconut deluxe.
Now we're going to make the vanilla coconut pudding that's going to go over the pineapple. So this is, I think, about a 3.4 ounce French vanilla instant pudding. So to that, you're going to take 2 cups of cold milk. Make sure it's good and cold. Use at least 2% or whole milk. All right, we're going to whisk this.
Why is cold important?
Well, because it helps sort of activate the starches that are in the pudding mixture so that it really starts to thicken up. That's the thing about it. That's what makes this pudding instant as opposed to cook and serve, which is a pudding that you make on top of the stove, which takes a lot longer.
So the directions actually say use cold milk?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's usually things dissolve better in warm or hot, but not this time.
Always read your instructions. It's already starting to thicken. Now what I'm going to do is once this gets a little more thick, I'm going to add a cup of shredded sweetened coconut into it, okay?
Let's look at the coconut in the oven.
See how we're doing. That's right. We're toasting the coconut. It's just starting to brown. We'll swish it around. See on the edge here? I don't know if you can see that coconut. Oh, it smells so good.
So good.
So let's give this a little stir. And we'll come on back. And again, we're just toasting it. You do have to keep an eye on it because coconut
can burn quickly.
Yeah, sure can. Like anything sweet. So we'll come back. And that's going to go on the very top of the cake, on top of the whipped cream. Okay?
Okay.
So let me finish up with our instant pudding here with the coconut, and we'll come on back. Everybody went Hawaiian, didn't they, in the 50s?
Yeah.
Maybe it was because Hawaii was becoming a state or something like that. I don't know.
People were branching out and drawn to more exotic things than just apple pie.
So this is our pudding. Put it in the fridge for about 10 minutes, and you can see how nice and firm it is now. So
that's going right on top of that pineapple soaked cake.
Yep. And then what we're going to do is we're going to smooth it over. Now now that the pudding is on here, means the cake has to stay in the refrigerator. Because obviously this is made with milk, so we want to keep this cake nice and cool.
Does that mean we have to eat it as soon as we bring it to the party?
Well, no.
Darn.
We're going to just spread this around. God, this could do it right here as far as I'm concerned, but
we're going to make it twice as decadent with some toasted coconut.
Well, we're going to put whipped cream on top of this.
Yeah.
And then
3 times.
Hey, here's the toasted coconut. Look how this came out.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So that came out beautiful.
And smells delish.
So just take almost like you're doing a frosting. Okay.
Just want to get complete coverage.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you lick the spoon.
I like how it dips in the middle. That means that's going to be really
that's
moist.
That little divot in the middle is where the real flavor action is going to happen. Okay, so the cake is completely cooled, and we've got everything but the topping.
What are you pouring in there?
I got a pint of heavy whipping cream, and what I'm going to do is we're going to put in about 1/3 of a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to whip this cream.
So that just becomes like a creamy frosting?
Yep. And we're going to put this over that. So when you're whipping cream, it helps if everything is cold. This is a plastic bowl. You could use a metal or a glass bowl that you keep in the freezer, or I had my beaters in the freezer to keep them cold. Just helps it get whipped that much quicker. So I'm going to keep on. This will take 3-4 minutes. We're going to get this all whipped together, and then we'll come back. We're going to put the whipped cream on top of the cake, and then our toasted coconut, and we're going to be ready to go to our birthday party for Linda.
Linda Palooza turns every party into a luau.
That's
when you have a Hawaiian coconut pineapple cake. Les Paul and Mary Ford in the background.
So we've got our cream whipped. Check this out, Ralph.
Oh, this looks very rich and decadent and delicious.
There's, like I said, you could, if you needed a shortcut, you could use a frozen whip topping, like Cool Whip.
Step saver, but Kevin went all out for Linda's birthday and made the real thing, whipped cream.
You're right, it's so decadent. So we're going to put this on here. And
we're going to get our grass skirts ready to go to the luau.
And we're going to make this a party. It's her birthday. Going to pay homage to Linda.
Linda Palooza, celebrating, the whole month you said?
Yeah.
Or the whole 9 months leading up to her birth?
Well, she's
working on that.
July
She milks it in July.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see her and the gang and enjoy this Hawaiian
Right.
Pineapple, coconut,
Now,
delight. Oh, there's still more. Sorry. Ooh, the toasted coconut part. I almost forgot about that.
so this is really the piece de resistance. I'm going to put our toasted coconut on here. And if this doesn't say, dear friend, happy birthday, we love you, I don't know what does.
Make it even in the middle.
How's that, Ralph?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Does that looks like a real, bakery cake.
So there it
And you
is.
saw how easy it was to make?
So, our pineapple coconut cake right here on Cavalcade of Food. Thank you for being a part of this one.
I call it a Hawaiian pineapple coconut cake. So,
Thanks for the Hawaiian music, Ralph. It
Oh,
was awesome. We
my
heard
pleasure.
from a lot of folks today.
and we had a lot of fun making it. Hope you get to try making this one at home.
That's right. Happy birthday, Linda. Stolat.
See you next time. Bye.